I am really very much honored for having given this opportunity of opening this great music festival.
August 1969's Woodstock Festival was nothing short of legendary. With an epic lineup that included everyone from Jimi Hendrix to the Grateful Dead, the festival has gone down in history as one of the most iconic events of 1960s youth counterculture and set a precedent for epic music festivals that we have today. But what if I told you that there are photos from Woodstock that were never revealed before? Well, you're about to witness the iconic Woodstock photos and stories that could be seen to stand out, unveiling a different side of this historic festival. Join us and let's take a journey through time. Number 1. Sri Swami Satchidananda. One of the most fascinating discoveries is a photo of Sri Swami Satchidananda, who was a legendary figure and also attended the festival. He gave an incredible opening speech that empowered 500,000 people. What's really amazing is that he started his speech by addressing everyone as brothers and sisters. During his address, he talked about the impact of war and expressed how music holds a higher power than any other force. It's truly remarkable to uncover these details and gain a deeper understanding of the impact of his presence at Woodstock. Number 2. Lost in the Book. Here we see a daring individual perched at the top, engrossed in a book. It's quite a sight to behold, as he seems to have found a unique and precarious spot for his reading session. One can't help but wonder how he managed to climb up there and maintain his balance while indulging in his book. It's a true display of fearlessness and love for literature, as he immerses himself in a world of words amidst the bustling atmosphere of Woodstock. This captivating image offers a glimpse into the unconventional and adventurous spirit of the event, showcasing moments that are rarely seen or captured. Number 3. Not a place for the claustrophobic. Woodstock 1969 was definitely not a place for anyone who doesn't like being in crowded spaces. The festival grounds were so jam-packed with people that it was almost like being packed in a can of sardines. People had to really work hard to make sure they had a spot to enjoy the music and the atmosphere. And this is still the case for most festivals today. As the hours passed, the crowd just kept getting closer and closer together. It got to the point where there was hardly any space between people, and if you tried to move, someone else would quickly take your spot. It was a real challenge to find some personal space in the midst of all the excitement and energy. Woodstock. Number 4. Full House Farm. The initial plan for the Woodstock event was for 200,000 people to attend the festival. But then something amazing happened. Out of nowhere, 500,000 people showed up, turning this small dairy farm into a huge, pulsating hub of excitement. This unexpected flood of people transformed what was supposed to be a small, intimate gathering into a massive, electrifying event that defied all expectations. The farm, which was originally meant for just a few people, suddenly found itself hosting a massive crowd of music lovers, adding an element of surprise to the festival's history. It's like Woodstock's appeal couldn't be contained by any limits. It just drew in so many people who embraced the spirit of the event, making it a truly legendary moment in music history. Number 5. Come rain, come sunshine. When the skies opened up and the rain poured down at Woodstock, the crowd didn't budge. Some people sought shelter from the downpour, but a determined group decided to brave the storm and keep the music going. It was nearly impossible to find shelter, so instead of avoiding the rain, they embraced it, committed to continuing the jam session. In the midst of the wet chaos, they stood their ground, showing that when faced with a soaking, they might as well turn it into a rain-soaked symphony of fun. Their defiance against the weather added an exciting chapter to the Woodstock story where the rhythm of the rain blended seamlessly with the music, creating an unforgettable and resilient moment in the festival's history. Number 6. Music among mountains of trash. With hundreds of thousands of people in attendance at the festival, trash quickly piled up, overwhelming the organizers. The overflowing trash bins forced festival-goers to sit on top of the collected garbage. In fact, the abundance of trash was so significant that, according to a 1969 article in the Village Voice, piles of garbage up and down the hillside remained for a month after the festival. This photo offers a unique perspective on the environmental challenges faced during Woodstock, highlighting the sheer scale of waste generated by the massive crowd. Number 7. A 3-day standstill traffic. Picture this. Woodstock organizers told the farmer they'd have 50,000 to 200,000 attendees. Now, imagine the jaw-dropping moment when a staggering 500,000 people showed up. The sheer size of the crowd far exceeded their wildest expectations. To make matters even more unbelievable, the venue was unable to accommodate the massive influx of attendees, leading to a colossal traffic jam that stretched for miles. This unexpected turn of events meant that thousands of eager festival-goers were unable to even make it to the grounds. Woodstock turned into an unplanned and wild spectacle, defying all predictions and giving birth to a legendary tale of a festival that grew into something much larger than anyone could have imagined. It was truly a moment that went down in history. Number 8. The legendary Tim Hardin. Tim and his band took the stage on the first day of the festival and performed the iconic song "If I Were a Carpenter." It's amazing to think that all he needed was his guitar and his voice to captivate the audience. And to top it off, he walked away with a cool $2,000 for his performance, which was quite a hefty sum back in those days. It's truly a remarkable moment captured in these rare Woodstock photos. Number 9. The man behind the music. When you think about Woodstock, you'll probably think about the iconic performances of Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. However, it's important to also recognize the man whose land made it all possible. Max Yasgur, a humble farmer with a big heart. Originally, the festival was supposed to take place at Howard Mills Industrial Park in Wallkill, New York. But due to a new law prohibiting concerts, the organizers had to find a new location. After some searching, they stumbled upon Yasgur's 2,000-acre farm in Sullivan County, Bethel. His willingness to open up his land for the historic event made him an integral part of Woodstock's legacy. Despite the initial venue setback, Yasgur's generosity and open-mindedness allowed the festival to thrive on his picturesque property, creating a lasting impact on music history. So, when we look back at Woodstock, let's not forget to appreciate the man behind the music. Max Yasgur. Number 10. The performance of Sly and the Family Stone. This band was so unique because it was made up of people from different races and genders. Well, they rocked the stage on the second day of the festival and totally wowed the crowd with their hit song, "Stand." And get this, they were paid a whopping $7,000 for their performance. That was a pretty big deal back then. It's just so fascinating to see these never-before-seen photos and learn more about the incredible moments that happened at Woodstock. Number 11. Skyward Fun. In the midst of the Woodstock festivities, there was more than just crowd surfing going on. Some people were finding joy in simpler yet daring activities, like throwing themselves into the air. This screenshot shows a woman defying gravity with a massive jump, supported by friends holding an improvised trampoline underneath her. It might seem a bit risky, but the infectious spirit of fun overrides any safety concerns. The makeshift trampoline becomes a doorway to excitement, capturing the carefree essence of Woodstock. Amidst all the music and chaos, attendees were discovering unconventional ways to soar, turning the festival into a playground of laughter and airborne adventures. Number 12. Ditched cars. Getting to Woodstock by car was no easy feat, like trying to catch a rainbow. It was practically impossible due to the massive traffic jams. Can you imagine being stuck in that kind of situation? Well, believe it or not, many drivers did just that. They decided to say goodbye to their cars and make the journey on foot instead. They were so drawn to the allure of Woodstock that they were willing to ditch their vehicles just to get there. The power of the music and the whole Woodstock experience was so strong that even a never-ending traffic jam couldn't stop people from wanting to be a part of it. It's like the festival had this irresistible pull that nobody could resist. Number 13. Nomadic ways. The festival took place on a farm, so it's quite safe to say no luxurious bathrooms were definitely not on the agenda. So, what did the festival goers do? Well, they got creative. Here's a unique sight. People taking a good old-fashioned bath using a hose pipe. Can you imagine the scene? In the midst of the rustic farm atmosphere, folks came together and turned the simple act of cleaning up into a communal hose-powered affair. It's a snapshot of the resourceful and down-to-earth spirit that defined Woodstock. No need for fancy facilities, because with just a hose, some great company, and the charming farm setting, bath time became an unforgettable part of the Woodstock experience. Number 14. Tower transformation. This photo captures the colossal towers that were originally intended for the speakers at the festival. The organizers had anticipated a large crowd, but they were taken by surprise when the number of attendees far exceeded their expectations. As a result, people began to fill every available space, including climbing onto the sound towers, turning them into impromptu stages. It was an unexpected turn of events that proved to be a stroke of genius. The towers, initially meant for amplifying sound, became elevated platforms providing a unique vantage point for the audience to take in the entire spectacle. This unforeseen transformation of the towers exemplifies the improvisational spirit and resourcefulness that defined the Woodstock experience. Number 15. Romance. Amidst the wild and energetic atmosphere of Woodstock, where everything seemed chaotic and lively, love managed to shine through. Let's take a closer look at this couple who found their way through the crowd and held on to each other. Despite the loud music and the craziness all around, they found a way to capture their love in a few precious moments. It's truly remarkable how they were able to create their own little haven of tenderness in the midst of all the uproar. This just goes to show that even in the midst of all the excitement and madness at Woodstock, people still found a way to carve out a space for romance. They were able to freeze their special moments in time, amidst all the energy and chaos, creating unforgettable memories in the midst of the commotion. Number 16. Helpful people. In the midst of all the excitement and music at Woodstock, there were also moments of kindness and support. It's true that accidents happen at almost every festival, and Woodstock was no different. But amidst the chaos, two compassionate women stepped in to help those who had fallen ill. It's heartwarming to know that even in the midst of a large event like Woodstock, there were still people looking out for one another. And while it's sad to acknowledge that there were 2 deaths during the festival, one of which was a 17-year-old boy named Raymond Mizak, who was tragically run over by a tractor while he was asleep in his sleeping bag. The other death was an 18-year-old Marine named Richard Beeler. His death is often attributed to a drug overdose. It's also important to remember that there were 2 births as well. These little glimpses of humanity amidst the chaos and the crowds are what make Woodstock such a unique and unforgettable event. Number 17. Medical supplies. Woodstock had 500,000 people attending, but unfortunately they didn't have enough medical supplies for everyone. It's crazy to think about, but people were actually using vodka to clean their wounds because there just wasn't enough antiseptic around. But then, finally, after a while, helicopters came in and brought the much-needed medical supplies to the festival. It must have been such a relief for everyone there. I mean, can you imagine being in a place with so many people and not having access to basic medical supplies? It's pretty wild to think about. Number 18. Cooling off. In the midst of the blazing August heat, attendees at Woodstock found solace in the shade, a far cry from the air-conditioned comfort we're accustomed to today. It wasn't just about escaping to cooler temperatures, it was about embracing the carefree spirit of the event in a natural setting. With a sea of people flocking from all corners to be part of this historic moment, finding a spot to settle down became a challenging adventure. Some resorted to making do with whatever space they could find, with a few even turning their vans into makeshift homes for the duration of the festival. Despite the lack of modern conveniences, the sense of camaraderie and the shared experience of being part of something extraordinary made it all worthwhile. Number 19. Pre-digital connectivity struggle. In the era before the internet and social media, like Instagram and Snapchat, people at Woodstock relied on payphones to reach out to their loved ones. It's fascinating to imagine festival goers lining up to make phone calls amidst the chaos and excitement of the event. Journalists were also present, using traditional cameras to capture the unforgettable moments of the celebration. These unseen photos from Woodstock offer a glimpse into a time before smartphones and instant updates, when communication was through good old-fashioned phone calls and memories were captured on film. It's a nostalgic throwback to a simpler time, when being present in the moment was more important than sharing it instantly with the world. These images truly reflect the genuine spirit of connection and celebration at Woodstock, and remind us of the beauty of unplugged communication and capturing memories in their purest form. Number 20. Joe Cocker. Joe Cocker's performance at Woodstock was actually on the very last day of the festival. After he finished his set, a big thunderstorm rolled in and disrupted the whole event. Can you imagine that? And get this, he was paid a whopping $1,300 for his performance. That was a pretty big deal back then. It's crazy to think about all the things that happened behind the scenes at Woodstock, right? It just goes to show that there's always more to the story than what we see in the photos. Number 21. The Psychic Palm Reader. In the midst of the lively Woodstock Festival, there was a mystical vibe as spiritual seekers attended the event. This woman, deeply immersed in the mysterious arts, read another girl's palm with her tarot cards carefully placed on a tree trunk. The recipient's joyful smile suggested positive insights, as if she had just heard sweet dreams whispered in her ear. Number 22. Unintended trips. Woodstock, the legendary music festival, was a gathering known for its abundance of mind-altering substances. However, amidst the sea of revelers seeking chemical enlightenment, there were those who simply sought to bask in the music without any chemical enhancement. These individuals, with pure intentions, found themselves unwittingly embarking on psychedelic journeys. According to a report in the Times Herald Record, unscrupulous dealers surreptitiously laced free drinks with mind-altering substances, catching unsuspecting attendees off guard. Some innocent festival goers, parched and seeking refreshment, unknowingly imbibed these concoctions, only to find themselves unexpectedly tripping. This revelation sheds light on a lesser-known aspect of Woodstock, where even those who sought sobriety were inadvertently swept up in the psychedelic tide. Number 23. Sustenance was scarce. It seems like some folks did bring along a mishmash of deli meat, beef jerky, and a can of orange juice. But they didn't think to pack enough water or food for the long haul. They were probably counting on being able to buy what they needed once they got to the festival. Unfortunately, things didn't quite work out that way. The food vendors got cold feet when they saw how many people were showing up, leaving most of the concert-goers hungry and thirsty. Luckily, a group called the Hog Farm Collective stepped in and dished out cups of granola and other small meals to help keep everyone going. It was a tough situation, but at least there were some kind souls looking out for their fellow Woodstockers. Number 24. Sleeping in the graveyard. In the midst of the Woodstock Festival's massive crowd, some attendees found themselves resorting to sleeping in the nearby graveyard. Wild, right? It must have been quite a challenging experience for those folks. I can only imagine how uncomfortable and eerie it must have been to try and catch some sleep in such a place. Hopefully, they were able to take turns and give each other a chance to rest. It's just one of those little-known facts about the festival that adds an extra layer of intrigue to the whole event. The thought of people finding such unconventional sleeping arrangements during such a historic event really gives you a new perspective on the whole Woodstock experience. Number 25. Time to go home. As the iconic Woodstock Festival came to a close, there was a sense of reluctance in the air as attendees prepared to head home. This particular guy seemed to embody this sentiment as he appeared somewhat discontent about leaving the festivities behind. After immersing themselves in 4 days of non-stop music and countercultural celebration, it was understandable that the prospect of returning to the daily routine was met with a hint of disappointment. However, amidst the bittersweet emotions, there was also a shared anticipation for the simple comforts of home, such as a long-awaited warm shower and the familiarity of one's own space. The image encapsulates the mix of emotions that marked the conclusion of this historic event. Number 26. Health Hazards Unleashed. Woodstock was an historic event, no doubt, but now it's important to acknowledge the less glamorous side of the event. The medical team hired for the festival was only equipped to handle a fraction of the actual crowd, leading to a multitude of health hazards. Reports from staff revealed 23 cases of epileptic seizures, 57 instances of heat exhaustion, and nearly 800 bad drug experiences. The decision of many attendees to go barefoot also resulted in numerous foot injuries. Considering the challenging conditions and massive overcrowding, it's truly remarkable that there weren't even more health issues reported. Number 27. Creative Shelter Solution. This photo captures a guy who found a clever way to stay dry and take a rest after the festival. He decided to seek refuge inside the trunk of his vintage Volkswagen Beetle, which turned out to be a smart move considering the rainy and muddy conditions at the time. While others were trudging through the crowd trying to make their way back home, this guy found a comfortable spot to take a nap. It's a unique and resourceful way to handle the situation, and it's interesting to see how people came up with creative solutions during Woodstock. Number 28. Best Views of the Place. This image showcases a captivating scene where a group of free-spirited hippies seem to have discovered an idyllic spot to immerse themselves in the euphoric atmosphere of the festival. What truly stands out in this picture is the presence of an old bus in the background, oozing with a mesmerizing and psychedelic charm that instantly transports us back to the iconic era of Woodstock. It's truly remarkable to witness how these festival-goers ingeniously carved out their own little haven amidst the sprawling grounds, demonstrating their resourcefulness and boundless creativity in seeking out ways to revel in the music and camaraderie that defined Woodstock. Number 29. Post-Woodstock Moment. As the iconic event came to a close after 3 whirlwind days of music and peace, the aftermath revealed a lesser-known aspect of the experience. As the crowds dispersed and festival-goers made their way back to their cars, they were met with a new challenge: navigating through the mass exodus of traffic. The sheer volume of vehicles and people attempting to leave the area created a significant inconvenience, causing delays and frustration for many. However, amidst the chaos, it was the local residents who found themselves most profoundly affected. Trapped in their own homes by the overwhelming traffic, the residents faced a unique and unexpected obstacle in simply going about their daily lives. The influx of visitors had inadvertently disrupted the local community, shedding light on a side of the Woodstock experience that is rarely discussed. Number 30. The legend. Woodstock wasn't just any music festival. It was a pivotal moment in history that embodied the free peace and love movement of the 1960s. To honor this historic site, the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts was established on the hallowed grounds where it all took place. This center stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of Woodstock and its impact on music and culture. The 1960s will forever be etched in our memories as the decade that gave birth to Woodstock, a gathering that transcended music and became a symbol of unity and counterculture. Number 31. Dancing in the Wind. Have you ever heard Willow Smith's song, "Whip My Hair"? It was a huge hit, but did you know that the spirit of headbanging and hair whipping goes way back to the Woodstock days? This picture captures a rad lady having the time of her life, letting loose and spreading good vibes long before Willow's time. This cool chick was already riding the musical wave, proving that the love for music and freedom has been alive and kicking since the iconic festival. It's incredible to see how music has a way of echoing through time, and this Woodstock enthusiast was ahead of the curve, whipping her hair and dancing to the rhythm before it became a global hit. Number 32. Where are the cops? In the midst of the chaos at Woodstock, keeping everything in order was no easy task. It turned out that a group of friends were chilling by a police car, with not a single cop in sight. Where did the cops go? It's possible they were off dealing with the madness, or maybe they got caught up in the festival vibe and decided to join in on the fun. It's almost like the officers took a break from their duties to soak up some of the Woodstock magic. In this snapshot, we see a rare moment where even the enforcers let loose and became part of the carefree spirit that defined the iconic event. It goes to show just how infectious the atmosphere at Woodstock really was. The origins of Woodstock. Woodstock was conceived by 4 young men, Michael Lang, John Roberts, Joel Rosenman, and Artie Kornfeld, who envisioned a music festival that would symbolize peace, love, and unity. Lang, who was already involved in organizing events, teamed up with Roberts and Rosenman, 2 young entrepreneurs, to raise the funds for their ambitious project. Initially, they had planned to hold the event at a different location, but logistical issues forced them to settle on Max Yazgur's dairy farm in Bethel, a town about 40 miles from the original location. The site would become the birthplace of what would later be known as the Woodstock Music and Art Festival. The goal was to create an event that celebrated the new wave of popular music and the rising youth culture. The organizers also hoped to attract around 50,000 people, but the response was much greater than anyone could have anticipated. As the festival approached, a surge in ticket sales and media attention turned Woodstock into a global phenomenon. Challenges and controversies. Despite its peaceful image, Woodstock was not without challenges. The sheer size of the crowd created logistical issues, including food shortages, inadequate sanitation, and traffic jams. Rainstorms also added to the difficulty of managing the event, turning the festival grounds into a sea of mud. The festival's organizers had planned for much smaller crowds and were unable to keep up with the demand for services, causing some frustration among attendees. In addition to these challenges, the festival's location at Max Yazgur's farm raised concerns among local residents. Some were skeptical of the large crowds and the potential disruption to their community, while others were concerned about the environmental impact. However, despite the challenges, the festival largely remained peaceful, with only a few minor incidents. Woodstock's legacy. Woodstock remains one of the most enduring symbols of the 1960s counterculture and continues to influence popular culture to this day. Though the festival was marred by difficulties, its success and its message of peace and unity left an indelible mark on American society. For many, it represented the culmination of the hopes and dreams of the youth movement of the 1960s. The impact of Woodstock can be seen not only in the music that came out of it, but also in the broader cultural shift it represented. The festival became a catalyst for change, reinforcing the desire for social and political progress. It remains an emblem of the era, a reminder of the power of music and community to bring people together and challenge the status quo. Over time, the term Woodstock has come to represent much more than a music festival. It symbolizes a cultural moment that defined a generation. The legacy of the 1969 Woodstock Festival continues to inspire artists, activists, and music fans worldwide, making it one of the most influential events in modern history. In essence, these photographs serve as a testament to the transformative power of communal gatherings and the ability of such events to momentarily suspend the rigidity of societal structures. It stands as a testament to the indelible spirit of Woodstock and its enduring legacy as a symbol of unity and freedom. Thanks for watching, fam. If you enjoyed this video, the next video that pops up is mind-blowing. Check it out.